Thankfully, all he does is kiss her cheek and say happy birthday. However, she understands who it is and freaks the hell out and calls for her boyfriend. Well, the song plays again, and Sunil figures out that it's come from upstairs and decides to hunt the asshole down and kick his ass. But it's just a tape recorder. Well, Sunil is understandably pissed off. However, Raoul is far away and calls the house and says that he's gonna give Kiran a very special birthday present, though he doesn't elaborate on what it is. However, we soon find out when Sunil is driving home. However, someone tampered with the brakes of his car and he can't stop. This causes him to have a major accident.
Whoa! Guy don't mess around! Although I'm curious when he had the time to make the phone call and tamper with the brakes of the car.
Anywho, next day, apparently Sunil is fine after his major car accident, and Raoul calls, only this time they are gonna lay a trap for him. And Kiran pretty much says, yes, I'm gonna leave Sunil, but I need to meet you. So the next day, they arrange a meeting at a public place, with Kiran sitting by the pool and constantly checking her watch, while her beau is being the most moronic person in the history of ever by being as conspicuous as hell. For those of you wondering, yes, Raoul is sitting there, and we also learn that he fell in love with her at college. However, when Kiran makes a very quick look to Sunil, Raoul goes, hey, something's up and I'm not a dumbass, unlike your boyfriend. Also, pay attention to that guy right behind Kiran, he's important. But not until much later. So, later that night, the cops are actually there this time when Raoul calls, and understandably, he's a little angry about Kiran trying to pull that trick. And he also says that, hey, I can get at you whenever and wherever I want. And it turns out this time, yes, the call was coming from inside the house. However, everyone involved is pretty certain that Raoul's no longer there. Well, the next day, we actually have a song that I will be showing you a little bit of, but none of the music, because this is the Holi song. Now, this is important because Raoul threatened he'd show up, and for those of you wondering, Holi is pretty much a holiday where you throw colored dye at people, and no one can get mad at you. This sounds like such a wonderful holiday. Speaking of which, there's Raoul. He snuck in with the band, and he has stuff all over his face. After probably having one of the most awesome times in the history of ever, Kiran is paying the band, unknowing that Raoul is one of them, and once again he does the Kiran, and then shoves a bunch of stuff on her face. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Well, Sunil, hearing his girl cry, decides to give chase to the creepy stalker. Now, of course, these streets are crowded because it's a huge holiday, but Sunil is able to get a good beef on the head, and that is a very nice stunt. Well, poor Sunil loses Raoul in the crowd. However, again, he's not the brightest. He runs into Raoul not in the crazy getup, and is unable to tell that he is the guy he was chasing. Sunil, you're a dumbass. Well, it turns out Sunil actually hurt Raoul pretty darn bad, and Raoul is understandably pissed. Well, the next day, a mysterious package was left on the doorstep. Not sure why she'd pick it up and not give it to the cops, but it is a handkerchief with a threatening letter about Sunil written in Raoul's blood.
Holy shit.
The letter pretty much says, I'm gonna kill your boyfriend. And Kiran is understandably freaked out. Well, she tells her feels to Sunil, who says, don't worry about it, I can handle anything this guy throws at me. Well, the next day, the two go to Sunil's boss and give him an invitation to their wedding. And it is interesting, had they been there a little bit longer, they could have run into Raoul, and this is when Raoul learns that Sunil and Kiran are gonna get married very soon. Cut to them getting wedding jewelry, and there's a bit of cuteness with Sunil getting his hand stuck. However, when they are leaving, Raul is there and decides, you know what? I'm just gonna cap a bitch. He misses Sunil, and this leads to another chase. Like the last one, this is a pretty impressive chase, but I'm gonna skip it. Mostly for time reasons. But right when Sunil is gonna see it's Raul, he gets hit by a car! Well, Kiran, seeing her man in the hospital, barely alive and unconscious, she understandably decides, you know what, I'm just gonna get the hell out of Dodge because I can't keep putting him through this. Well, fears moot because, as you can see, Sunil's up and at him, and he and the cops have a little discussion on what the hell they're gonna keep doing, and that's pretty much it. We can skip the rest of this. Well, Kiran's at the train station, ready to go because she doesn't want her love to get hurt, and through some unexplained reason, Sunil knows she's there, and they have a conversation. And Sunil goes, you know what? Fine, you can go, but you're going as my wife. So let's get the hell out of Dodge and get married in a tiny private ceremony. Which they go and do, although I will admit I am not certain if it's a good idea to have two deities whose marriage ended in tragedy looking over the ceremony. Well, Raul, oh dear God, what the hell are you doing?
Ooh. Okay, I'm not squeamish with blood, but dear God, he just scarred himself.
Also, he decides, you know what? The marriage is not void and I'm gonna kill Sunil.
And he had better hope no one for the rest of the second half of this movie sees him with a shirt off, otherwise they're kind of gonna know he has a thing for Kiran.
Well, skipping another song, our wonderful newlyweds arrive to their home under police escort. And Sunil's like, you know, we're not taking the elevator. I'm going to take you up every flight of stairs. Well, Rahul is there, of course. And the moment he hears the elevator machinery working, he decides, while again Sunil and Kiran are upstairs, he's going to tinker with the machinery. And they're almost there when the elevator suddenly plummets to the ground, down several floors, and leads to dead cops.
Whoa, wait. How the hell did that guy know that Kiran was not on the elevator?
Instead of answering that very logical question, they decide to show Sunil going into their now vandalized apartment with Kiran. I'm not sure if she's in a state of shock, stress, or has just gone bye-bye. But that night she talks about how she is hearing the telephone rings. And Sunil goes, I disconnected the telephone. And don't worry, we're gonna go on a nice long vacation until your brain gets better. Instead of involving people in white coats in a padded cell, Sunil goes, alright, I need to take a few months off for an extended honeymoon. I hope you don't mind. Well, later that day, with Raul, of course, watching from afar, they board their plane. Now, of course, this is before 9/11, so they were very lenient, and pretty much the airport people told Raul exactly where they went without much goading. Although it turns out that it was utter bullshit, and they are actually going to Sweden and not the place where they bought the plane tickets for.
I applaud you, Sunil. You are not a dumbass. It kind of makes up for your stupidity at the hotel.
But not completely. Well, we now have Raul who's going to every single hotel in Goa trying to find them, and runs into this crazy person who is a friend of Raul's from college. Yeah, remember I said keep that guy behind Kiran in mind? Well, this is him. Only good things can happen to the poor guy. Meanwhile, in Switzerland, not Sweden, starring Ron Bollywood movie, our newlyweds are having a grand old time. While Raul is getting in with Kiran's brother-in-law, and probably thinking, for the love of God, take off that stupid outfit. He gets so chummy with him, he actually starts spending time at their house. Well, it turns out Raul's friend is pretty darn sick and gives him back a box of stuff Raul intended to send to Kiran, and then begs for help. And Raul says, "Okay, I will help you." And the next day, we see that Raul's friend is strung up.
I will let you guys take whatever you want out of that, but it's a good scene and it kind of shows why SRK became the big star he is today.
While Raul is at Kiran's family's house, the cops show up and say, "Hey, we're pretty sure we got the stalker." And Kiran's brother-in-law is so happy they decide to call Kiran in Switzerland. And Raul overhears the phone number and where they are.
Ugh, moron! Just because you think the guy is dead is no reason when you are told not to tell anyone where someone is. You go ahead and blab in front of people where the person who wants to hide is.
Meanwhile, in Switzerland, Kiran and Sunil are about to have sexy fun times when brother calls and says, "Hey, by the way, we just wanted you to know the guy hung himself," and Kiran is way too happy. However, Sunil's not entirely sure he's really dead. Speeds that would put FedEx and UPS to shame. The entire case file is sent to them in a foreign country the day after they close the case. And Kieran goes, "Hey, this guy was sitting behind me when we were at the pool. Also, he went to my college, but we never spoke 2 words to each other." However, they then get a phone call with whoever's on the other line not responding to them. While our newlyweds are about the town, we see Raul looking completely conspicuous in that outfit.
Shit just got real.
After following him about all day, we then go to the Indian Culture Show and Masquerade Ball, all of whom are wearing masks that have absolutely nothing to do with India. Well, Raul is there, and he dons a very goofy-looking mask and decides to Vulcan nerve pinch Sunil and gets punched in the face for his effort. Sunil, still being the dumbass he is, does not at all question what the hell Raul is doing in Switzerland. And for the first time, Kiran and Raul have a face-to-face conversation. Well, they all decide to hang out on the veranda, and Raul goes, "Hey, I was in love with a girl and she got married, so you know what? I'm gonna kill the husband." They all laugh about it. It's only when Raul comes over to their house the next day that Sunil goes, "There's something fishy going on here."
Okay, everyone, I'm gonna stop here because the ending of this movie is pretty awesome. Now, like all Bollywood movies, this movie is 3 hours long. However, they do have a little intermission in the middle for you to take a break. Now, is it one of the best Bollywood movies I've ever seen? No. Oh, no. You saw all my issues with the thing while I was reviewing it. However, it's not a bad Bollywood movie, and I strongly encourage those of you who've never seen Bollywood to go ahead and check it out, but just know you're going to be in for a watch. Hey, Hachiko! Any word on the perimeter?
Drama chick, I have no idea how to tell you this, but it's in your bedroom!
The perimeter's been breached! Time to go defend my homestead. Okay. There's a monster in my bedroom. I can do this. Puppy? It's a puppy. Hachiko, it's just a dog. I'm keeping it. Ow!
How the hell can you say that? I mean, look at the limbs! It is obvious that this thing is a killer!
Hachiko, that is one of the worst Monty Python references in the history of ever.
Like a cat!
Well, it doesn't matter.
What do you mean it doesn't matter?
Because we're keeping her. And I'm gonna call you Cuddles.
I can see where you came up with the name. It looks cuddly. Yes, you heard me right at the beginning of the review. Order Tier has come out with a new album, Graviton Life Bomb, and it rocks. If you want to get a copy yourself, you can buy one at videogamemetal.com for digital download. Hey everybody, Drama Chick here. I just wanted to remind you that I am on Patreon. You can see the link below. Please support. I can't do this show without you.